But guys, with 10 games left to go in the regular season, we saw Sam Merrill get the start last night against Portland, partly because Kenny wanted to keep his bench intact, as Earl mentioned. But as we get closer and closer to the playoffs, Kenny's going to have to solidify his playoff rotation. G. Bush, when is the right time to start? I don't want to say setting it in pen or writing it in pen, setting in stone, but how close to the end of the regular season does Kenny Atkinson have to get his rotation cut down so guys can kind of get in the rhythm of playing in their specified playoff roles? Is it now? Yesterday? Okay.
He should have been doing that. Like right now, this is why these little. I'm glad they're going to be out of contention. The second that they can start wrapping up this little first round throughout the Eastern Conference, I think the first round bye in the NBA Finals is already sailed. But he needs to start getting this together. Their defensive lineup. There's two things that we need to see. First of all, we need to see that ending lineup, and I believe the ending lineup is Evan Mobley, Dean Wade, Hunter, Garland, and Donovan Mitchell. That's your closing lineup. You got Dean Wade and Hunter that is able to switch on a little thing. The size is bigger, and you got Evan Mobley that can move his feet a little bit better. And if Jared Allen gets the ball late in the shot clock, he's not going to be able to create like that. I think that's your ending rotation as far as defense goes. Now, I told you before, I want to see Hunter starting. I didn't talk to all the people in the media. They said, well, eventually they're going to have to get to it. Well, eventually you're going to have to start having these guys be out there to start the game. So sooner rather than later, I need to see that. And he's going to have to make a decision on, I believe, Isaac Okoro. I mean, how deep are you going to go into the bench? Because to me, it's Isaac Okoro. You got Sam Merrill. You know Jerome is playing. You know Ty Jerome is playing. So to me, one of those three is outside the rotation.
The question was, when should they have had the lineups ready? And you said yesterday or today or whatever. Yeah. I mean, look at now-ish. You know,
that's like 24 hours.
You know, about now.
Have that conversation when you get home. Now listen.
Tomorrow at 7 versus the Spurs.
Yes. So we can work that out.
We're about 3 weeks, right, from the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I always think tax days around when the end of the season is, right?
Yeah.
So, like now.
And this is kind of funny. Hey, have you had that conversation? Because I'll be thinking basketball is like corners. Like, everybody be having these DBs, right? So if you the nickel, you be starting. But if you in that fourth corner, you on special teams.
Yes.
And that conversation is had to be, like, the coaches said, like, listen, I know you've been working here at nickel, but yeah, we're gonna be moving. You're the dime guy, and so that means you're a gunner. You're running on kickoffs. That conversation is had pretty close to the first game of the season.
Oh yeah.
So get your running legs on. and you might want to pay attention. I need you to still be ready at corner, but at the nickel, but be ready for these special teams.
I think Kenny already has an idea of who's going to be in rotation. But I think the rotation is going to be different per round. I think like in the first round of the playoffs, depending on who we play, I still think the Cavs can play 9 or 10 guys. I think the second round of the playoffs, you'll see that dwindle down to about 8. Third round of the playoffs, it'll probably be around 7 or 8. So to me, I think it's going to depend on who we play, and then how deep we get into the playoffs. As far as who's in that rotation, I think he already has an idea of who those guys are going to be. To G's point about the closing lineup, I like G's closing lineup. If I had to flip it, I would actually flip Dean Wade for Ty Jerome. At 6'5", if you think about how the NBA is now, that's like a smaller 3, right? So defensively, he can still guard the 3 position. He's a guy that can shoot, defend, and can be a facilitator for Darius Garland.
You said you want Wade to be a closer.
No, I'm saying Ty. Like
you would rather Ty Jerome be closer over Dean Wade.
Yeah, like I could flip one. Like to me, they interchangeable.
Okay.
Because at 6'5", depending on the opponent, he can guard your 3 if it came down to it, and he can facilitate and he can play some defense. That'll get both Darius and Donovan off ball, or you can run Darius on ball and run Ty Jerome and Donovan off ball. So to me, with Ty Jerome, it gives you a little bit more flexibility if he was in your closing lineup over Dean Wade.
I give you one better. I wasn't even going to say it on air because people say, G. Bush, you trolling. But I'm going to tell you something, Mikey McNuggets. If Darius Garland
Don't do it.
If Darius Garland is not hitting that floater,
Don't do it. Don't do
Steph
it.
Jerome is going to be in that inning lineup.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I thought
You see? So I thought
you were going to say Imani Bates.
No. Listen, come on, I'm not crazy, bro. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, here's the thing. I got Steph Jerome. Like, if he's a little bigger, he facilitates better. He's not the liability that they're going to hunt him out on the pick and roll. It all depends on how Darius Garland is shooting the basketball. If he's shooting the basketball and he getting saucy, I got to keep him in the game. But I have no problems with my ending lineup being Steph Wade. I can't even stop calling him that. Hey, I need to have him. I need to have Mobley. I could have Dean Wade. And I'm going to have also Hunter. And then we got Donovan Mitchell.
You know his nickname is Milk, right?
That's crazy. I can't
No,
call
he
him.
hates that. That is a basketball reference thing. I've asked him about it. He has denied
does hate it.
any.
Bro, you can't call
We can't-
another
yeah, you
grown
can't-
man
can't
milk,
bring that
bro. That's crazy.
Someone just put that on Basketball Reference,
Like-
just out of the blue.
I don't know how nicknames get on Basketball Reference, but it's on Basketball Reference. I asked him about it one time. It was just me and him
I mean,
talking
I
on
would
the
just
side.
lean into it. Be like,
And
yeah,
he
yeah,
said-
what's up,
That's
man? What's your
wild.
name? I'm Milk.
He said, I've never heard that. Never call me that.
That's
He used some words I'm not going to say on a YouTube
that's
show
so
right
pause
now.
worthy.
Yeah, he was very
That's so-
anti that.
I don't
So,
know.
ending-
He don't like it. I mean, on the show, he has 6 steals, right? He out there taking your milk money. You gotta just play off the words.
Yeah, that's
man.
what I'm saying. You can lean into it.
You can lean
and
into
make
it, man.
Make it something that's cool.
That's like calling another grown man lotion.
Tell him, Dustin, you gotta flip it.
Because I'm silky smooth, bro.
Bruh, look,
See, you
bro,
gotta flip it, man. You gotta flip it.
Man,
What's
listen.
wrong with you, G?
Man,
Lotion.
That is terrible. That's not jumping. You can't call another man milk. It's just too much to come with that, bro.
Your head's in the gutter, bro.
It's too much with that, bro. Just like no.
Ty hated it too, for the record.
No.
So you're
Now,
good.
McNuggets, let me ask you. Now, listen. Have you come around?
Would you rather be Milk or like Peanut Tillman? You Peanut? Hey, Peanut.
And you know, Peanut Tillman is an FBI officer.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I
it's a
do
crazy
know
story.
that. Yeah.
He worked for the feds.
Oh, he's a legit FBI agent. Got a badge and will shoot you. Crazy.
That's
You know,
crazy.
knock whatever you have out of your hands.
Yeah, like that's wild. Like somebody was like, "Hey man, like I think he arrested Lil Reese before from Chicago." He was like, "Yeah, he arrested Lil Reese before." Like, it's wild, bro.
Is that a rapper?
Yeah, he's a you know.
What you about to ask, G?
He locked him up.
Yeah. What'd you say?
You about to ask a
I
question?
was gonna ask in these rotations how you, because look, right now the way Kenny has been foreshadowing this thing, I don't expect to see Jared Allen on the floor that much. He's not been showing that against teams.
I think it depends on the matchup. I think that's kind of the beauty of what the Cavs have going for them is if they need more spacing in a certain situation, they can play Hunter and Mobley together. If they need some bigs and size, which maybe against an OKC you need to counter the Chet Hartenstein lineup, you can go with both bigs and still play DeAndre Hunter if you wanted the 3 there, G. I think that's when you look at the Cavs hammer, maybe you want to call it, or it's what I mentioned this morning with Jason. What's their best advantage, their asset, their best trait? It's Kenny's ability to mix and match different lineups to expose the other team's weakness without sacrificing what you do best. I don't think there's any 5-man combination of the 8 or 9 guys that I think will play in the playoffs that Kenny can put out there where they won't have at least, at minimum, 2 all-star to all-NBA caliber ball handlers and 1 all-star level rim threat, rim protector on the court at all times, which is just incredibly difficult to guard over the course of a 48-minute game.
To me, the guy with the shortest leash is Isaac Okoro. If he is not hitting corner jumpers, come on over here, bro. You got to post up next to me, dog. We not.
Yeah, I think he's matchup dependent.
Yes.
Against the Bucks, if Dame, who, by the way, hopefully he comes back, he had a blood clot in his calf.
What?
Yeah, he could miss the rest of the season. It's actually kind of serious. So prayers
That's
up for
wild.
Dame. Yeah, a deep vein thrombosis. So in his right calf, which is a bit of an issue for them. But Okoro does a really, really, really good job staying in front of Dame. He does a really good job in certain matchups. But to your point, Chip, he's not hitting threes. He's not going to play.
Nope.
The Cavs can't play 4 and 5 offensively, and we've seen in the playoffs the last couple of years. If he ain't hitting shots, it's an issue.
Yeah, at least Dean Wade has length and like he's a good plus defender. So, you know, it makes it a little tougher on him. I think Max Strus is a guy who, and let me get this right. Max Strus is not like some like garbage liability. I don't want you to think that. What I'm saying, Max Strus plays hard. Max Strus can, you know, give you that little instant offense. I think he's a really good player, and their lineups really seem to put the ball in the basket a lot more when he's starting. The only problem is that he's just limited when it comes to contested shots, his length, and different things like that. But he's not a defender that's trash. I think Sam Merrill is a much better defender. I think he tries super hard. Sam Merrill's improved on that side of the basket as well. So, you know, I think they got some pieces.
The man got heart and he got attitude, and for me, that's enough. Like, Max Strus has played in the NBA Finals and balled out in those games. I know people be touch and go with Strus, but, like, I'm telling you, the dude got heart and, like, he can ball. And those are the things that you're going to need when, like, everybody talking about this toughness. Trust me, man, you're going to need Strus, like, come down the stretch, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got some super chats to wrap up today's show.